Can you believe Terence Crawford's crew finally hit back about the Derrick James, what Derrick James had to say? And they took a shot at Errol Spence and Fannon. So stay tuned and I'll fill you in.
Guess they forgot who I am and what I represent, what I stand for. It's the king.
Showboating Sports, guys. It's your man Scott Free. Hey, look here. Before we go any further, hit the subscribe button, the bell icon button, so when I do these videos, you guys will be the first one to be notified. But let's get back to the video. Man, Terence Crawford crew just responded to Derrick James. Derrick James did an interview the other day, and like all videos, what happens? They always ask him, what do you think about Terence Crawford? What do you think about Terence Crawford? When they gonna fight? It's always that stuff over and over and over again. You already know that. So anyway, so this was nothing out of the norm. So they had asked him, what did he think about the Kell Brook, the Kell Brook fight with Terence Crawford. He was like, he did what he was supposed to do. I can't take anything away from him, but that's what he was supposed to do. But when you sit there and you talk about Terence Crawford, he has a resume of like a prospect. When they take a prospect, they take them out, they get them a whole bunch of fights. A lot of people that they fight, you might not have heard of. But that's just to build their resume up, get them some good wins under their belt, build their name up, and get them out there, right? So they fight them against a lot of fighters that you may not have heard of. That's what Top Rank does. Top Rank takes a lot of fighters, like Lomachenko and other fighters, builds them up, make you think like they're the best thing since sliced bread, like they did Loma, and they said Loma was just as good as Ali, right? So that's all Derrick James said, right? So that's nothing out of the norm. So fast forward till the other day that now one of Crawford's people decided that they wanted to respond. But they responded with some attitude. Can you believe that? Man, hold on. So they responded with an attitude. So he was saying, why don't you keep your name out of your mouth, talking to Derrick James and Errol Spence. He's like, look, keep our name out of your mouth. Sign the contract. We tired of hearing you guys talk. Sign the contract. All you guys doing is disrespecting us. We're taking it like it's disrespect. And I'm like, how the hell is that disrespectful? Somebody can't speak their thought process on this. It ain't the first person who said that Terence Crawford was not fighting the best competition. Everybody said that. As a matter of fact, Terence Crawford said it. He said he wants the big name fights. Terence Crawford is a beast. He wants the best fights. So that's why he's upset with Bob Arum. He sent his lawyer over the other day to talk to Bob Arum and say, we want the big name fights. That means we don't have the big name fights that we really want. That means it's not there. We want them. So, not to take anything away from Terence Crawford is my pound for pound number one person, right? He slid a little bit because he was fighting people like Mean Machine, but I do know for a fact he'll fight Errol Spence. That's what he wants. I would like to see him fight Sean Porter, but we'll get back to that. So anyway, he's going off. The guy's still going off on Derrick James. Like, okay, he goes off on Errol Spence. Stop talking all this, sign the contract. Then he takes a shot at Fannon. If you guys haven't heard of Fannon, Fannon has a YouTube channel that he talks about boxing. If you guys do know about Fannon, you already know Fannon, right? Now, by knowing Fannon, I've been on Fannon's channel a bunch of times, right? So watching Fannon's channel, he has made it clear over the years that Canelo Alvarez was his best fighter. That was his best fighter a while back. Terence Crawford, he also said that he's his pound for pound, which Terence Crawford is my pound for pound and a lot of other people's pound for pound champion, right? But he said that Terence Crawford has not been fighting the best competition. I've said it on my channel. I've heard a lot of other people say it on their channel, right? We're not taking anything away from Bud. Bud is a phenomenal fighter. He is the pound for pound champion, right? But he has not. So the guy just kept going on and on. Oh man, one of us will see you. You'll see one of us out in public. It's being so disrespectful. Well, what are you going to do? What you going to do? You going to punch Fannon? You going to fight Fannon? Dude, Fannon is a lawyer. Y'all will lose everything on that. And then you'll turn the whole YouTube community against you. For real. At that point, because then now you guys are punching and wanting to fight people that's only giving you to mirror their opinion. But you don't want to go check. Listen to this. You'll go check Fannon and you get mad at the YouTubers, but you won't check the people at ESPN or the other writers and stuff that's out there that says, well, Terence Crawford, well, you pick your own platform. But there's plenty of other writers that have said that Terence Crawford is not fighting the best competition. It ain't just a few YouTubers. It's been said all around. A lot of people been saying it. So you guys pick and choose who you want to fight and get upset about? No, get upset with Bob Arum because Bob Arum has allowed this to happen. You know what I mean? You knew when you signed, Terence Crawford knew when he signed that contract, he wasn't going to get the best fights. He said he signed it to go get Pacquiao. Well, you didn't get Pacquiao. Pacquiao left. And what'd you do? When your contract came up, you re-signed. So you can't get mad at anybody. So the way to fix all of this is, look, Errol Spence said he's going to fight next, right? Nobody is saying that Errol Spence is dodging besides you guys. Oh, he's dodging. Didn't Bud and Terence talk on the phone? Didn't Bud and Errol Spence talk on the phone? And what did Terence say? Oh, he's a good guy. Yeah, we talked it out. We're going to fight. Hey, as I recollect, I think we even gave Keith Thurman hell for not fighting who he's supposed to fight. We sure did. Think about this. Keith Thurman decided he didn't want to fight Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. And what do? We all gave him hell. Keith, give up the belt or move on. While those two guys was out there getting the belt. All we care about is the best fighting the best. And what happened? When Keith Thurman decided he was going to fight Pacquiao, I was like this. Oh, Pacquiao wins. Because what did Keith Thurman said in one of those interviews right before the match? Keith Thurman said that if I win the belt, they said, will you fight Bud or mainly Errol Spence? You know what he said? I don't know if it'll be now. I just might have to wait, take some time off. He was already ready to go dodge. So forget Keith Thurman. But what do? We held his feet to the fire. He lost. Hey, so be it. That's what happens when you cherry pick all the damn time. You know what? Somebody came and beat him. It happens. Then, what happened to Sean Porter? Sean Porter won the belt. Errol Spence got in the ring. And what did Errol Spence say? Hey, why don't we fight? Sean Porter said, you know what? Yeah, that would make a good fight. Soon as that dude got out the ring, he was already singing a different tune. Oh, well, I got to check on my mandos, his mandatories. Then he was like, my mandatory is Ugas. You know you didn't have to take that Ugas fight, but he wanted to dodge Errol Spence. So Errol Spence went and fought Mikey Garcia. What happened? Jerry's World had about 47, 48, right at 50,000 people show up. The pay-per-view went off great. The numbers came in great. So what did Errol Spence do? Errol Spence made a whole hell of a lot of money. So what did Sean Porter say? I might as well fight Errol Spence. I'm getting a belt. I'll make way more money than I'm going to make with anybody else. So that changed his whole tune. Because it was the pay-per-view. But we all went after Sean Porter over it. Everybody did, right? So now, guess what? It's Bud's turn. Our thing is, go fight Sean Porter. This is my thing. Go fight Sean Porter. Because Sean Porter is Terence Crawford's mandatory. Fight Sean Porter because Sean Porter not only is Terence mandatory, he's also Errol Spence mandatory on his other belt. Not the WBC, but the other belt. He's his mandatory, right? So that means they're both going to have a problem with Sean Porter real soon. Now, Errol Spence is fighting his mandatory right now. He's fighting his mandatory. But once he gets past Danny Garcia, if he gets past Danny Garcia, guess what? He's looking for Pacquiao or Terence Crawford. But guess what? Sean Porter can step right in. So what Bud needs to do, go handle Sean Porter, get that out the way. So the only two people left standing is Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. Because guess what? Manny Pacquiao is not going to fight either one. He's going to dodge them. Manny Pacquiao is about trying to make some money. And it's cool. He's a legend. He gets to, right? So we got to give him that pass. But get Sean Porter out the way right now, Bud. Go ahead and take him out the way. And then let Errol Spence finish this fight with this. Y'all already have a fight coming up. That way, by middle of next year, around June, July, or even October, whatever you see fit, y'all the last two dudes still standing. And that gives Pacquiao enough time if Pacquiao wants to come back. But anyway, guys, that's straight up no chaser. Yeah. Before we go, give me your thoughts in the comments section. And until next video, guys, hey, man, I'm out. Salute. I'm going to enjoy this.